Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Now, if you've seen what will be a couple of previous videos, I was sat in the exact same spot filming this video, but I'm just so comfy right now that I genuinely can't move, and I've got my phone, I've got my camera set up. I was like, you know what, I just want to carry on sitting here and just film a few videos for you all. I will change the backdrop at some point, I promise. It's not just going to be this for every single video, even though this is such a cool backdrop, like, and I'm just so comfy right now. I could just sit here and talk to the camera for absolutely hours, but I'm not going to do that because that would be quite annoying. But in today's video, I'm going to do a summer camp do's and don'ts, and I don't think I ever filmed one of these last year, but I kind of did I don't think I ever did. I don't think I've ever filmed anything like this, kind of like what you should do at camp and what you shouldn't do. And now, a little disclaimer, this is just going to be very broad. Like, there's going to be things that are different for everyone, but this is kind of like a very broad, like, try not to do this because it's probably going to impact your summer, and then try and do this because you're going to have an amazing time if you do. But this isn't like, you don't have to go by this, like, do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's different and things are going to be different for everyone, but it's just quite interesting. Like, these are some of my do's and some of my don'ts. So yeah, that's a better way to explain it. Actually, this is some of the things that I would do at camp and I wouldn't do at camp, so maybe just take it with a pinch of salt and see how this applies to you, and see, you'll understand when I'm going through the tips that I've got here. I'm going to start with the don'ts because I kind of want to start off with the things not to do and then finish on a high with all the things you should be doing. But yeah, thank you for watching guys, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, my first tip is don't go for the wrong reasons. And now, I mean with this, like, a lot of people that I've been speaking to, a lot of people are kind of wanting to go to camp purely because it's going to open up other doors in terms of traveling and other things, and now that's a massive bonus to going and doing something like this, but it is not the main reason that you should be going. The main reason that you want to be going to camp is to have an incredible experience, to work with kids, to be able to do like a cultural exchange program. That is what camp is, and to have an amazing time and to meet so many new people from all over the world, to experience different cultures and different things, and just meet all these new people and do something so out of the ordinary. But like I say, I have had a lot of people say like, oh, I really want to go to camp just so I can meet someone to go and travel Asia with, or to go and do this with. And I think, like I say, that's the wrong reasons to be going. Like, you need to be seeing that as definitely a stepping stone for like after camp, 100%, but not for the actual reason why you're going. And most people I know that doesn't even cross their mind. They're going because they want to work at a summer camp and they want to go and have the most amazing time. And yeah, that's a big thing. And as well, like, time off. Don't go because you're living for the time off, and by that I mean, don't be going to camp because you want to be able to go to all these cool places when you've got time off and when you're traveling after and different things. Like, time off again is a bonus to camp. Like, it is so much fun and you will have some of your favorite days ever within time off at camp, but it's not the reason you're going. Like I said, it's a bonus, and these are just additions to going to camp. Now, you need to focus on going because you really want to do a good job, and you want to have an amazing time. You want to be a real big impact on your campers and do all that amazing stuff and meet all these new people and have the most incredible friends in your life forever. And yeah, so try not to go for those kind of reasons because it will end up impacting your summer. And yeah, you know. Okay, next don't is don't seclude yourself. Like, try not to just stick to one person, which is a lot easier said than done, don't get me wrong. Like, my first summer, I literally became really close with one of my best friends still to this day, Ailey. I'll insert a little picture of her here. She now lives in Paris, which is insane, but we met at camp in 2018, my first summer. She's an absolute gem, and we got on so well and we clicked straight away. And to start with, like, when I first went to camp, I was such an introvert. I was really quite quiet. I was shy. Like, I definitely didn't have the personality then that I do now, and that's completely normal. Like, people change, and like, it's been 5 years since I was at camp my first summer, so I was obviously going to have changed since then, but I definitely clung on to her, and I think we both clung on to each other to start with. Like, and there was like a group of us still, don't get me wrong, but she was like the one person that I was the closest to at the very start, and it took me a while to then kind of like branch out. She was definitely the one person that I remember meeting and be like, oh, we're going to get on so well. Like, we just gelled really quickly. And I think a big tip would be open yourself up to as many people, especially during orientation. Like, orientation is will be one of the best weeks of your life. Like, it genuinely is so much fun, and it's the perfect time to meet all these new people. And you've got, like, no, camp hasn't started yet technically. Like, the campers aren't there, it's camp for you guys, and it's such a fun part of the camp life and the camp experience to just be there and not really be like fully working yet. Like, the campers aren't there, but it's so fun. And orientation, you'll do so many fun games and activities and different things, and it's the perfect time to connect with as many people as possible. So try not to just stick to that one person that you've got on really well with to start with. Like, don't get me wrong, you will definitely have people that you will gravitate towards more. Like, there's people that you'll just connect with more than others. That's completely normal, but try and open yourself up to as many people, and don't just have the one person and think, oh, I've got this person now, like, this is my person for the summer, and then not really make as much effort with everyone else So you really need to try and connect with as many people as possible, because you don't know like what happens as soon as the kids get here. You could be put in a completely different division to this best friend that you've made, or have a completely different day off, and orientation really helps you connect with everyone. And like, I'm not gonna lie, at Tyler Hill, like the family feeling, like the community feeling we have already from like our WhatsApp groups and our Facebook group has been absolutely incredible. I can't even begin to explain how much of a family it feels already. Like the group chat is always popping, like so many people are always messaging in there, and like I feel like everyone knows each other so well already. So orientation is going to be like everyone coming together that already knows each other and is already really good friends. To this point, like even for this year, like this is the first year for me anyway that I've found there's so many people just so active that have never been to camp before, that are so interested in just communicating and getting to know people before actually getting there, and it's so exciting to see. But yeah, try not to just stick to one person, try and branch out, mingle and meet as many people as possible, because that is the beauty of camp. You'll meet so many amazing people, so just put yourself out there and meet as many people as possible. Okay, next one is don't put yourself in silly positions, and kind of like you guys will know not to do these certain things, and it's just in terms of drama and like time off, and like how you carry yourself is very important, especially when you go to camp. Now this is kind of just like, obviously on a night off, you know, like don't be coming back and put yourself in certain situations where it's going to cause you a difficult time at camp, or it's going to cause drama with someone or things like that. Like drama just isn't necessary at camp, and it's really not worth it. It's also not enjoyable to be a part of at all. So don't put yourself in those situations. If there's any drama going on around you, just remove yourself and just be like, this isn't worth it, it's not what I came here for, it's not what I want, and just remove yourself from it. Like drama will happen, like it's bound to happen, and it does happen, and it's completely normal. So just try and remove yourself from those situations, because you're not going to get on with everyone. There's not going to be every single person at camp that you're best friends with like that. There's so many characters going to camp and so many personalities that it's likely that you will clash with someone, and that's okay. But yeah, try not to put yourself in those situations that could affect your summer and potentially ruin certain things, if that makes sense. Just like use your common sense with certain things, which you will know to do anyway. But yeah, trying to put yourself in certain situations that you don't want to be in. Okay, next one is don't forget to wear sun cream and stay hydrated. This is going to seem like the most obvious thing in the entire world, and yes, it probably is, but the amount of times that I would leave the bunk and I'd literally made sure the kids had sun cream on and they'd got their water bottles, and I would leave without putting sun cream on myself and didn't have my water bottle. So you're so focused on like kind of what the kids are doing, making sure that they've got all the things that they need, that sometimes you can forget about it for yourself. So just try and stay on top of that as well, because staying hydrated is one of the most important things, especially at camp, because you're so active, guys. Like honestly, you could be up, like we start the day at sometimes 7:30, 7:45, and then if I've got an evening off, I'm not getting back until like 12:30 at night. Like that's a long day. So make sure you're looking after yourself in terms of staying hydrated, eating well, sun cream on when it's a hot day, all of those good things. Okay, my last don't is kind of a bit of a silly one really. It's don't forget to pack properly, and I am quite a hypocrite when it comes to this, because I never really pack properly. I always take things that I don't need, or I forget things that I really do need. I am about to film, you guys are going to be so excited for this, I'm about to film my camp pack with me video. This might be up after that actually, so that might be really irrelevant. Yeah, you'll have a little bit of an idea of some of the things that I'm going to take to camp, and I'm going to show you the things that I've got packed in my suitcase ready to go. But yeah, try and pack as appropriately as possible. Like use packing lists that your camp have sent you, that people have just recommended things to take. Like watch my other packing videos. It's nice to try and watch a few different things and get a few ideas. Like speak to other people that have been to camp before and just get ideas from them, because everyone has different things that are kind of like must-haves to take to camp. And I might say one must-have for me that you're like, oh well, I don't think there's any need to take that, and that's fine. But someone else might have one that you're like, oh wow, that's such an amazing thing to take, I'm going to take that. So maybe yeah, have a little think about what you want to pack. I really just think make sure you have, like, my must-haves really are activewear, like good comfy activewear, because that's what you're going to be in for most of the summer. Spirit wear, like themed stuff, like fancy dress stuff, things just like bright colours, funky coloured things, like just different things you can wear for different themes. Some nice clothes, like going out clothes. I've spoke about this so many times before, but my first summer I took no nice clothes with me. I forgot I would have time off and that I would actually be able to spend time outside of camp and not just wearing gym stuff. I didn't really have nice things to wear when I went out, so make sure you've got some nice things as well, especially if you're traveling after. Like you'll want nice clothes for that as well. Make sure you have some good shoes as well, like good trainers. Make sure you've got like Crocs or sliders or flip-flops, all of that good stuff. But yeah, stay tuned for the packing video, or go and watch it if it's already live, because I love filming my pack with me, they're so exciting. Okay, now onto the summer camp do's, and these are all the things that I've recommended before anyway for you guys to try and just do when you get to camp. And these are going to be kind of just like some quick fire ones, because they're quite short and they're kind of just the opposite of what I've said obviously for the don'ts anyway. But you'll get the idea. Okay, so my first do is definitely try and connect with people before camp starts. Like I've just said about like group chats, we've got so many group chats going. Like we have like Zoom calls, different things. Like we've started putting just like polls into the WhatsApp group in the morning, just funny topics, and get people to vote, and then it starts like really funny conversations from there. And just little things like that, connecting with people before camp happens, even if it's not people going to your camp. Like have a little look at my summer camp community group on Facebook, reach out to people on there, and just, it's nice to engage with other people that are going to camp, whether it's your camp or not. It's just nice to speak to people and just connect with people that way, and get excited for camp and talk about things. And you'll also maybe find that you can travel out with someone and have like similar travel plans. Like after camp you might meet someone that wants to do similar things to you, and it's just nice to connect with people before going, just because it eases that whole pressure of going completely by yourself. So definitely try and do that. Okay, my next do is a pretty obvious one, but it's have fun. And you guys are gonna have the most fun summer ever. Like I'm so excited for everyone to experience camp. I remember last year obviously I started my YouTube kind of just before summer last year, and I was so excited for everyone to experience going to camp, and the excitement just continues. Like this year I'm so much more excited, probably just as excited for you guys to experience as I am to go back to camp myself. Like I love that I can share like what I do every summer, and I can share this journey with you guys and the things that I love about camp to kind of inspire you guys, and for you guys to want to do it as well. And then to hear about all your stories and see all your photos after is so exciting. And yeah, just have fun, because you will have the best time ever. And yeah, okay, my next do is get involved, and this goes across like all boards. Like get involved with everything, like every little activity or every little thing that camp offers, especially in orientation. Like orientation is a big thing for putting yourself out there. Like if they ask for volunteers in a game or an activity, like be that person that gets involved and puts themselves out there and just goes for it, because that is going to be a big thing for you, and it's a big thing for head staff to see as well. And they want to see who wants to get involved straight away and put themselves out there, because that's a big thing about camp. Is like I say, when I first went to camp I was such an introvert, and I would be the last person to have stepped into the middle of the circle and be like, I'll help. And now I'm the first person that runs in, because I just love that kind of stuff. And it is scary and it can be nerve-wracking, don't get me wrong, but once you do it, it's just so fun. And take all opportunities that camp give you, because you will blink and the summer will be over. So get involved while you can and make the most of it. Okay, this kind of goes hand in hand, and the next one is do like dress up crazy, like put on the funkiest outfits. And all that kind of goes on to a don't. Actually, like don't care what anyone else thinks, because it's so fun when you go and you can just be such a free spirit at camp, and just everyone's going, it's such a non-judgment zone, and everyone's going for the same reasons, and you have all these crazy themed events where you can dress up, and it's just like so much fun. So put yourself out there. Like you don't want to be the one person that kind of is just still wearing just like normal clothes and everyone else is dressed up in really crazy outfits. Like ask to borrow some of your friends' things, or ask to see what the next person's got that you can wear or use, because don't get me wrong, there'll be events or themes that come around that you're like, I have nothing to wear for this. Like I have absolutely nothing. Like everyone shares clothes at camp. Like literally the amount of times like my kids would wear some of my jerseys, and like I would have like some of their things. Like even with counsellors as well, like things like that. Like people share and use other people's things, which is such a nice thing as well. But make sure you dress up, because it's one of my favorite parts of camp. Like wearing the craziest outfits is, oh, it's just the best. Okay, next do is make sure you spend time with your kids. Now this is obviously a given, but I want to like rewind to my first year, and I've spoken about this quite a lot. Now my first year at camp, we kind of had a very lenient like phone policy. There wasn't really much of a phone policy. It was just kind of don't be on your phone a lot, like, but like have it around, like that's kind of fine. There wasn't much of a policy. And there would be times where I would get back from like gymnastics, or it'd be rest hour, and I was just so exhausted that I would just like go and sit on my bed and just like either like have a little look on my phone, see what was going on, or read a book, or do my own thing, instead of going and like really associate with my kids. And I remember my second summer was such a turning point for me. I remember going back and being like, oh my god, like because we had such a strict phone policy my second year, so we had to have our phones in lockers, like we just weren't allowed on them, which is how it should be. Like I preferred it so much more. And it's honestly was just so nice to then, like I would get back from gymnastics and want to go and spend time with the kids, or we'd go and like go rollerblading or do something and play cards or just tell stories or do anything like that. And it really changed my summer. Like so every little second you have to get involved, not even just with your kids but your co-counselors as well, really get involved. And just remember that you are in this little bubble at camp for such a short space of time. Like when I think to how long camp is in comparison to how long I've been living in Australia, it terrifies me, because how fast Australia has gone scares me for how fast camp is going to go, like honestly. So when you're there, please just take every minute. Like don't take anything for granted, and just really use every minute you've got there, and treat every minute as if it's going to be your last, because the summer's gonna fly by. So anytime you do have chance to spend time with your kids or do fun things or do anything, please make sure you do, because the summer's gonna be over so quick. Okay, my next one kind of again does link onto the ones. It's put yourself out of your comfort zone. Like, and again, this is a lot easier said than done, especially in orientation. There's a lot of things that will put you out of your comfort zone. That's why orientation is designed the way that it is, because it really pushes you. It pushes you to be the best person that you can be, and all these fun games and activities, it's gonna put you out of your comfort zone, and that is the beauty of it. And I used to hate being put out of my comfort zone, and now I love it because it's trying new things and doing different things with new people. And yeah, it's just, honestly, it's a wild time. It really is. Okay, my last do is go with an open mind. Like, make sure that you're not going really closed off to like certain things, because I have spoke to people that have kind of been like, oh, I'm really set on working with this age group, or I'm really set on doing this, traveling after camp, or I really want to make sure I'm in the same bunk as this person, like if people are going with friends and stuff. And it's quite a hard mindset to have when camp is such an unpredictable environment to be in, and you could get there and you could want to work with the oldest kids and they just maybe don't think it's going to work, and they want to put you in a different division. Like, going with an open mind and being completely flexible about your summer is the best way to be. And especially in terms of travel plans as well, like I've said this before, like definitely go with an idea of where you want to go, but try and be as open as possible, because otherwise it kind of limits and restricts you to who you can go with and where you can go. Like I've said before, last summer I had no plans whatsoever, and I had the most incredible road trip around America, like the most incredible travels, and I wouldn't have been able to do that if I had kind of things set in stone. And I was just able to come up with these ideas with these amazing people that I'd literally met that summer, and come up with things to do and have the best time. So try and be flexible and go with an open mind, and like I say, not set yourself on too many things, because it could just impact your summer. It could not. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you could go with set plans of where you wanted to go and meet someone that wants to do the exact same. Like, it can work both ways, but having as much of an open mind as possible will really benefit you down the line. Okay guys, so that's all my do's and don'ts I'm going to talk about. If anyone that has been to camp before or has just heard about do's and don'ts that they think are going to be useful as well, please leave them down below, because it's always helpful for people to look through the comments and be like, oh, I love that idea as well. Like, I love when people do that. But yeah, those are some of the things that I definitely will be doing this summer, and some of the things I definitely won't be doing this summer, and just take them on board. Like, maybe just, like I say, take them with a pinch of salt, and obviously everyone's going to be different and it will apply differently to different people, but it's just a few of those things that's really going to help you live like your camp experience to the fullest and just have the best summer ever. Guys, get excited. It's literally the start of March. This time in 3 months, oh my god, 3 months, I'll be near enough going to camp. I think I'm going to get to camp for around the 9th of June, guys, which I'm so excited for. I think I need to be there relatively early this year, which is super exciting. I've got so many video ideas to film on the run up to camp and whilst I'm at camp, and guys, get excited. But yeah, if you have any questions at all, please let me know. Drop me a message on Instagram or leave something down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.